On February 9, 2026, the frozen fields near Pokrovsk became the stage for Russia's boldest military gamble in years. This was no routine skirmish. It was a massive, deliberate assault aimed at seizing Pokrovsk, a vital railway hub in Donetsk. Its capture would have been Russia's biggest gain since Avdiivka, and the Kremlin was betting on overwhelming Ukrainian defenses with sheer numbers and firepower. Russian commanders assembled a full assault company, hundreds of soldiers, armored vehicles, and heavy equipment, hoping to break the eastern stalemate. Pokrovsk's strategic value was immense. Controlling it would sever Ukrainian supply lines and open a path for further Russian advances. The Kremlin believed a swift victory would cripple Ukraine's defenses and deliver a propaganda win at home. The plan relied on surprise and brute force, expecting exhausted Ukrainian defenders to collapse. But this was a grave miscalculation. Ukraine had anticipated a major push and spent months fortifying positions and refining surveillance. The Russian force, confident in its advantage, was heading straight into a meticulously prepared defensive web. Ukrainian defenders were ready, their eyes fixed on this sector. The stage was set, not for a Russian breakthrough, but for a devastating lesson in modern warfare. The coming battle would test not just numbers, but strategy and innovation. Pokrovsk was about to become a symbol of the new face of war. The battle's outcome was shaped long before the first shot by Ukraine's Spartan aerial reconnaissance unit. Equipped with advanced drones, the Spartans maintained constant watch over the snowy landscape. As Russian assault groups moved into position, their buildup was detected early. The Spartans identified columns of armor and infantry, stripping Russia of its most valuable asset, surprise. Real-time intelligence flowed to Ukrainian command, allowing for immediate defensive preparations. Artillery batteries were alerted, drone operators readied, and defensive plans activated. The Russian assault, meant to be overwhelming, was exposed before it began. The high ground in this war was the airspace, and Ukraine had mastered it. The Spartans' vigilance turned a potential disaster into a tactical opportunity. Ukrainian commanders now knew exactly where to strike. Russian troops, unaware they were being tracked, advanced into a trap. Informational dominance set the stage for what would become a slaughter. The element of surprise had shifted. Now it was Russia that would be caught off guard. With the Russian force exposed, Ukraine unleashed a swarm of first-person view attack drones. Guided by Spartan intelligence, drone operators targeted tanks, supply trucks, and infantry with pinpoint accuracy. Explosive drones slammed into thin top armor, igniting catastrophic explosions and secondary blasts. Russian soldiers caught in the open were hunted relentlessly, even in trenches or behind cover. This was not a firefight, but a one-sided digital ambush. The psychological impact was shattering. The constant buzz overhead broke unit cohesion and morale. Formations collapsed as soldiers scattered in panic. The assault devolved into chaos, with drones picking off targets at will. Ukraine's use of cheap drones to destroy expensive hardware showcased the power of asymmetric warfare. The Russian force, built for 20th century battles, was dismantled by 21st century tactics. The scale of Russia's disaster was captured and broadcast for the world to see. Ukraine's joint forces released drone footage showing tanks in flames, vehicles obliterated, and soldiers fleeing. These images confirmed the destruction. In one engagement, 15 Russian vehicles destroyed and over 120 casualties. The main assault saw an entire Russian assault company nearly wiped out. Each destroyed tank and lost soldier was a blow to Russia's combat power. Publicizing these victories boosted Ukrainian morale and proved to international partners that their support mattered. For Russia, the footage was a psychological weapon, exposing tactical failures and heavy losses. The images of burning hardware became a symbol of a costly misstep. The Kremlin's gamble had failed spectacularly, leaving only wreckage and loss. The battle for Pokrovsk was fought against both a determined enemy and a brutal Ukrainian winter. Daytime temperatures hovered below freezing, plunging to life-threatening lows at night. The cold became a weapon, metal brittle, engines failing, and soldiers suffering severe frostbite. Russian logistics faltered, leaving troops without proper winter gear or medical support. Wounded soldiers were often abandoned, succumbing to injuries or the cold. The battlefield became a frozen graveyard, with the elements claiming as many lives as combat. Russian commanders' disregard for their own wounded revealed a desperate, brutal doctrine. In Pokrovsk, winter punished the unprepared, and Russia paid the heaviest price. Russian supply failures made the winter even deadlier. Soldiers faced battle with fake body armor and inadequate clothing, often buying their own gear to survive. This created a two-tiered army, those who could afford protection and those left exposed. Catastrophic losses and brutal conditions shattered morale. Pokrovsk became known as a death sentence. Penal battalions were sent forward as cannon fodder, deepening distrust and resentment. The Russian force was no longer cohesive or motivated, just desperate men, poorly equipped and led, fighting a hopeless battle. The failed Pokrovsk assault was just one bloody episode in a grinding war of attrition. The destruction of an entire assault company meant hundreds killed or wounded in a single push. Analysts estimate Russian losses in the sector could reach tens of thousands. Since 2022, total Russian casualties are estimated at 1.2 million, with 415,000 in 2025 alone. These losses force constant mobilization, draining Russia's manpower. Meat assaults gain little ground at horrific cost, turning fields into graveyards. Ukraine, by contrast, uses technology to minimize its own casualties. Pokrovsk starkly illustrated the difference: a defense maximizing enemy losses versus an offense treating its own as expendable. Russia's catastrophic losses at Pokrovsk shifted the balance of power. Their 8-to-1 manpower advantage shrank to 6-to-1, a major tactical win for Ukraine. Active defense and precision strikes degraded Russian forces before they reached Ukrainian lines. The failed assault didn't just repel an attack, it altered the strategic situation, buying Ukraine time and stability. Every failed Russian push drains reserves and slows their campaign. Pokrovsk proved that Russia's numerical advantage can be countered by Ukraine's technology and tactics. The cost of every assault grows, making the Russian campaign ever more difficult. Even if Russia eventually captures Pokrovsk, any victory would be Pyrrhic. The city would be reduced to rubble, and the fight would only get harder. Beyond Pokrovsk, Ukraine has built deep, multi-layered fortifications, anti-tank ditches, barbed wire, minefields, and concrete dragon's teeth. These defenses turn the landscape into a lethal kill zone, making every meter costly. Analysts call them the most extensive in Europe since Uhud, a clear signal of Ukraine's resolve. The failed assault previewed what's to come: massed Russian attacks countered by modern defenses. Even if Russia advances, it will emerge weakened, facing even stronger resistance ahead. For Russian soldiers, every step forward leads deeper into a deadly Ukrainian trap.